Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's topic of creating awareness of what domestic abuse may look like. First, I would like to start off with a scripture Proverbs chapter 18, verses 21, the King James Version. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So I am Melinda, and I thank you all for being here. So let's get on with this week's topic. This week's topic is about I am not your verbal punching bag. This is all about verbal abuse. So, what is verbal abuse? Verbal abuse is when your partner uses a variety of negative words or behaviors to manipulate or intimidate you so that they may exhort and maintain power and control over you. Verbal abusers come across as the ideal partner, and their abuse may show up slowly over time. They start by breaking you down, by diminishing you, and minimizing your character. Now, if you guys see me looking down a lot, it's because I'm reading my notes. Verbal abusers may say things such as, you're too proud or too prideful. You're not being humble enough. You think you're better than everyone else. While they esteem themselves as a martyr in your relationship and a victim to your unique authenticity. Keep in mind, verbal abuse is an indicator that physical abuse may follow. Now, this may not be in all cases, but it is definitely a red flag to pay attention to. Have you ever found yourself defending your ethics or character to your partner while they strongly oppose of your attributes? They may even threaten to expose the false persona they have created about you. Verbal abusers use gaslighting as a technique to keep their victims emotionally disoriented. Not only will they gaslight their victims, they create a community of believers with their friends or family members to disapprove of you while they play the victim. So, what are some signs of verbal abuse? Isolation and control. They prevent or try to prevent you from seeing family members or friends. They may even come up with excuses as to why you shouldn't be around them. They may even create events for you to attend with them to keep you from upholding your other plans. Verbal abusers will humiliate, threaten, and intimidate you. They may belittle or try to humiliate you in front of others. This is out in public, name calling you or gaslighting you into a confrontation so that everyone can see that you're the bad person in the relationship. They will call you out of your name or constantly criticize everything you do. If you turn right, you should have turned left. If you turn left, you should have turned right. They may even threaten to leave you or harm you if you want to leave them. Threaten, that is. Threaten to harm you if you want to leave them. Verbal abusers might even drive erratically to force obedience from you. They may slam doors or punch walls to scare you, to intimidate you into doing what they want. Verbal abusers also emotionally manipulate. They will accuse you of cheating or tell you that you want to leave them so that you can cheat on them. They blame you for their actions or thoughts. Verbal abusers are very skilled at projecting their feelings onto you and making it about you feeling that way towards them. They may use your fears or beliefs as a way of controlling you. They constantly argue with you. It's almost as if you can predict that you are going to be arguing with them because they tend to argue around the same time or day of the week. It's like, okay, I know an argument's coming with my verbal abuser. They make confusing and contradictory statements. I'm not gonna touch that. Y'all just run with that. Just run with it. They have sudden angry outbursts or drastic mood changes. They go from hot to cold to hot to cold to cold to hot. There's never a medium with this form of verbal abuser. They use gaslighting. This is when your abuser manipulates you into questioning your sanity, judgment, or memory. And I've already made a video about gaslighting, so please check that video out so you can get a better understanding of what gaslighting looks like. Verbal abusers do, or I don't know how to really put this, they create circular arguments. This is when your abuser won't let an argument go. It's 3 months, 6 months, a year down the road, and they still want to bring up this same argument whenever it benefits them. They keep reigniting an old argument over and over again, hoping to catch you in a lie or just push your buttons. They just want to set you up. They just want to take you out of character so they could prove themselves right about who they said you are. Verbal abusers know that they are not willing to meet you halfway on this subject. It's just to set you off. They may threaten you into fearing them so that they can gain compliance over you. The verbal abusers that I have encountered in my life definitely threaten me a lot to coerce me into getting their way out of me. It is important that you understand that you are not responsible for someone else's behavior. So even though they may say, you made me do this, it was because of you, they're a grown person and they are in charge of their own emotions and how to control themselves. That is not on you. And keep in mind, you cannot reason with verbal abusers. It is like a catch 22. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. They will only see a confrontation from their point of view. It doesn't matter what really happened. So, to continue an argument with them is to open yourself up to being gaslit. So, how can you protect yourself from verbal abusers? Well, the first thing you can do is, and I say this a lot in a lot of my videos, set boundaries with this person. They are going to try to challenge your boundaries, but stand firm on your boundaries with this person. Limit your exposure to your verbal abuser as much as possible. They are always looking for a open door to verbally attack you. So keep that door closed. Just when you think the disagreement has dissipated, round 100. So keep that door closed. And anyone who has experienced verbal abuse knows exactly what I am talking about. A third thing you can do is when you are ready, cut all ties with your verbal abuser if it's possible to do so. I can understand if you have children with your verbal abuser or a child with your verbal abuser, or maybe they're a family member. It makes it a little harder to cut ties with them. But if you're just in a relationship or a friendship or a co-worker, cut those ties. Leave that person where they are. And I am a firm believer of block and delete. Block and delete. You don't even have to respond. You don't have to see what they say. Nothing. Also, be assertive with this person. They're so used to you being a people pleaser, or I'm going to say it, a doormat for them, that they think they can walk all over you. Stand up to this person. Which leads to my fifth thing. Stop being a people pleaser. So there are some books that you can check out. One of them, two of the books that I've read was The Art of Everyday Assertiveness by Patrick King and Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. So those are some good books to try out if you're struggling with people pleasing and setting boundaries. Thank you guys for watching this week's topic. Make sure you check me out on all my social medias, like all my social medias. And if no one has told you that they love you today, I love you. Have a blessed day and a blessed week.